We're honored to be heading back to the NC2A Championships on the men's side for the 57th time and on the women's side for the 30th time. We're also one of 19 programs that are sending both men's and women's team, so we're very excited about that. Certainly on the men's side, looking forward to the meet. We talked to our guys after the regional meet on Friday, and basically our message heading into the national championship is we have to run like we're Big Ten champions. We didn't do that on Friday. We ran a little lazy. Maybe there's still a little hungover from the excitement of the Big Ten meet and that incredible win. And I use that word lightly, hungover, because it was just from the excitement. That was a big deal for our guys. Going into Columbus and winning that title for number 50. So in saying that, this is the national championships. We have to be firing on all gears. We can't be going into the meet like last Friday where, I talked about it last week where, there were a lot of points thrown out over the season, and I'm not that type of guy that has to, spend too much time thinking about those points. But I think all 5 teams going in there on last Friday were into the regional meet were kind of holding back a little bit, and we held out Olin Hacker, as you know, and kind of that certainly affected our placing. But top 5 moved on, and we're excited about that. We're excited that the conference has 4 teams moving on. Mackenzie?
Yeah, and just to piggyback on that, as Coach Byrne said, 30th time for the women to go to the national championships. Very proud of our runs at the Great Lakes Regional last week. For Alicia Monson to obviously come through and defend her title was great. A huge performance from Amy Davis. Loved seeing her sprint those last couple 100 meters and run with the kind of confidence that we've been building all year. Some really gutsy, tough runs from Alyssa Nigaman and Lucinda Crouch to kind of round out our top 4. Neither of those runners had the races of their seasons. They were feeling a little worse for wear, but did the job and did it really well. And then breakthrough performances from redshirt freshman Peyton Sippy and true freshman Alexa Wesley and sophomore Kristen Garcia to be our 5, 6, 7. I mean, those women really stepped up to the plate when we needed them, and that's something that we've been working on all season. So very proud of that team effort, and I think our women are looking ahead to the biggest, most exciting cross-country race in the land at the national championships and feeling like they want to go compete with the very best women in the country. They're ranked 11th right now, which I think they all want to see if they can go out there and be a little higher than that.
Mick, did you have a good sense, the week leading up to the regional that Olin would be left out? And you were saying your team kind of ran a little lazy, but you didn't have your second best runner out there too, and I'm sure the guys knew that as well.
Yeah, when we saw the amount of snow we got there early in the week, and Olin had a little issue with his calf muscle. It didn't make a lot of sense. He's fine. He's doing workouts, but it just, hey, we're going to roll the dice here, and we felt that we had done enough work during the season to grab it. We had enough points that, barring a disaster, we felt that 5 teams were going to come out of the region. So, we certainly didn't run for 5th place, but that's the way. There was very little between 2, 3, 4, and 5. There weren't a lot of points, but that's what happens when you've got 5 good teams out of the region. So, it just was, hey, it didn't make sense. If we really want Olin to have a Big Ten type performance like he did in Columbus this coming weekend, we're going to need that from him. We're going to need him to be in that All-American position for us to do well as a team. So it made sense to hold him out.
Mac, you've talked all season about Alicia, that she's worked on her toolbox. Can you talk about just how prepared now she is after working on that for a run at a national title?
Right. Well, our game plan on Friday was to kind of play around, not that she was playing. I mean, an incredible field, including her teammate Amy and some really fantastic runners, kind of the cream of the crop of the NCAA. But with the kind of shape that Alicia was in, it's can we be prepared for lots of different scenarios? She's got to face some runners that she hasn't seen that are going to be putting a bid in to try to win the race. So we were really trying to work on, she's established that she can kick really well from anywhere between 2K and 1,000 meters to go, and I think there's a lot of people in the NCAA that are going to be expecting that from her. We were working on, Annie Fuller from Michigan State as an indoor national mile qualifier, and can you wait a little longer and sprint with a true middle distance all-star, and she did a beautiful job of executing on that race plan.
For both coaches, have you guys talked strategy for Saturday's race? It's a little bit different, a little bit bigger meet here. Have you looked ahead and said, this is what we're planning on doing, and you don't have to give away secrets?
Mick's been telling me not to talk about it too much. We've got a long time, and I think, our men and women have done a great job of knowing what to do in these big scenarios. The men executed beautifully at the Big Ten Championships. The women have done really well. Right now, it's about normalizing and trying to get them to be as relaxed as possible. I think that's fair, Coach Byrne.
Yeah, I've spent all morning trying to calm Mackenzie down. So in terms of our athletes, look, it's Monday, and we have a long way to go to Saturday. For some of our kids, it's their first time out there at the national championship. So it doesn't make sense to get them all riled up this early in the week. Certainly as we go through the week, we'll have discussions individually with kids in advance of having a team meeting. In saying that, I met with Ollie Hoare this morning and kind of got his head straight. He's got a shot. So, Ollie's older. He can absorb that. He understands what's at stake. He's been part of this for quite a while. But the younger kids, it just doesn't make sense to get them all crazy right now.
Mick, if your team is healthy, what can you accomplish?
Our goal, we're always talking about podium, and there's a lot of people out there that probably say that's a little unrealistic right now. But if we show up and compete like we did at the Big Ten, I'm certainly looking at top 6, top 7. That's a realistic goal.
I think we're ranked 11th right now. I think we want to go be higher than that. These women have big goals. They've had them all year long. They want to go show that they're one of the best teams in the NCAA. But there's a lot of great competition out there.
Mac, I believe it was at the 2K split that I believe 4 of your girls were in a pack together. I think they were rounding out 27 through 30. Mm-hmm. Have you guys been focusing on a way to kind of close that gap towards the end of the race and kind of stay more of in a pack?
Right. They did a really great job at 2K on last Friday, and I do think that back 3, our 5, 6, 7, did a much better job of keeping that gap a little closer. Alyssa and Lucinda, when they are capable of running the way that they're capable of running, need to be let loose and let fly a little bit. But I was really proud of the way that those younger women stepped up to the plate, and so we're hoping to see a performance a lot like that when we get down to Terre Haute.
I have one more. Amy Davis kind of getting overlooked for a lot of her career, running behind Alicia. Can you just talk about how much better she is this season, just, how she's kind of played her role on the team as well?
Well, Amy's always been a rock star, and, I feel incredibly lucky to work with her now. She was a runner that I had to tell my runners about, like, watch out for this Amy Davis girl, back when I was, coaching at other universities. So she's been an incredible force in NCAA cross country for years. I think what is exciting for both of us right now about Amy is she's starting to believe that she's as good as she is. We've really worked on her putting her nose up in the front of the pack early in the race and feeling like when she wants to make a move, she can make a move. She doesn't have to wait for her teammates to go. She doesn't have to wait for Alicia to go. She can just go. And she's done a really beautiful job this year of trusting some changes in training and approach. And she's really blossoming into the kind of runner that I think, have always known that she could be. And Mick certainly has always known that she could be.
Absolutely.
All right, Mick. Ollie Hoare will be his final cross-country race on Saturday. it's rare that you see a 1,500 meter guy excel in, cross country like Ali. I mean, how special of an athlete is he for the team?
I mean, you just said it. He's a rare breed. There's probably 2 other athletes that have the same credentials. Certainly, Georgie Beamish from NAU comes to mind, but they can run that exceptionally well over a mile, but also over 10K. Beamish won the mountain region over the weekend, and I'm sure he's thinking about being in that up there for contention. So there are a couple of them, but you don't see kids like that very often. Normally, you're either a track specialist or a distance guy to go 10K. But he's a rare breed. Today we were talking about the race, and he fundamentally believes that he's got a shot. He's gone out there to do what Morgan did last year. He believes if the race goes a certain way that he can win. It's awesome to have a team leader like that. When you get those low sticks, it certainly helps the team score. But he's got his thing to do, and we got something to do with the team to make a statement. But Ollie's prepared for that, and he has those. We talk about the tools in the bag, and that's one of his tools. He has that strength, and you'll see that as the race unfolds. But certainly they're a rare breed.